So we have another community request, which is 97 Blossom. For those of you who don't know who 97 Blossom is, I didn't know who they were. Apparently they're signed to Kevin Abstract. I have to look into that, but I do know that Kevin Abstract did co-write this album. I do know it was also produced by the homie Romil, who is actually a part of Brockhampton as a producer. So I'm actually really excited to get into this. And I have no idea if I pronounced his name properly. I'm so sorry if I didn't. But it's only 6 tracks. I did hear one of the songs just to hear what type of vibe it was going to be and see if I really wanted to react to it. And I actually really enjoyed it. And then also Matt Champion's on it, so why not listen to the album at this point? It just being affiliated with Brockhampton, I thought, you know what? I'm sure they don't endorse bad music. They only make fire shit, so this has to be good. And from what I've heard, it sounds pretty good to me. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into the album 97 Blossom by The Blossom. I said their name wrong.
And I saw him at the end. Yeah.
Guitar driven vibes, okay.
Unemployed, you know it could get better now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're unemployed, I would assume things could definitely get better.
Be walking miles just to catch the train on Friday. Yeah, I'm tired and over it already, trying to choke in. Oh, reality is yummy when it hits hard.
I like how the guitars are kind of panned between both ears. It's almost like they had 2 different guitars playing the same melody and put them separately just to make the track a little bit more wider, be a little busier so that the vocals don't sound so bare. I think it's a good tactic to make the song sound a little bit more like something's happening than what's actually happening, basically. Did that make any fucking sense?
I want a new life, wrapped up in confetti with a big win. I know the shit's upsetting now anyhow.
So that was Confetti. That was the first track on 97 Blossom, which is the name of the album, not the name of the band. I'm so sorry. But I really do enjoy that. It was a pretty simplistic guitar-driven song. We've heard this done many times, so it's not like it's going to blow me away, but I do think the vocals sounded really nice and the harmonies were really clean. You can almost not tell that there were more vocals than what were actually there on the hook side, so I gotta say that's pretty good mixing. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about that one. Not too much to kind of take away, so let's go into the next one. It's called Hardcore Happy.
I used to call your
Yeah, I like the extremely distorted drum roll that's going on. It creates this different texture within the beat. I think that's pretty good, and I like the natural distortion that's on the vocals and on the bass guitar. I believe that should be. I could be wrong on that, but I do enjoy that the mix is a little bit dirtier than it was before. Oh, actually, it's a distorted kick. If you're listening to this song, it's not your speakers. It's just the kick is extremely distorted on purpose to make it sound extremely dirty. So your speakers aren't blown. Relax. There's so much going on in the background to really make this hook a lot busier and large, like the panning of the drum rolls that are going in the back, and they're still distorted, so it's still adding even more textures on top of the texture that was already there. So yeah, I really enjoy this one. So that was Hardcore Happy. That's probably my favorite track so far. Like I said, I love the use of distortion on this track, and I think the crowd vocals sounded really nice on this one. And it just sounds authentic to me. So let's go on to the next track. It's called Smoke featuring Matt Champion. Let's see what this is about. Got FUBU? This came out in 2021, right?
The pain around me, therapy is helping lately. Maybe no one here to save me. Wear my jersey, smell like strangers.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah. I love that transition where all the bass and the high end of the vocal kind of just go away for a second, just make it extremely muffled, and then it opens back up and leads into the hook. It was just a good transition. I gotta say, I'm really enjoying the vocal inflection that's
Blossom.
continuing to go with. And I'm also really enjoying the use of these hard-hitting, distorted drums. I do think that everything's still mixed traditionally, except now it's adding these new elements of hip-hop with like the different flows that it's using, and then going back to rock on the hook, and just the different techniques that are being used. It's fusing the different mixing styles from other genres and just putting it all into one. And I think that's a really cool thing to do.
Unpacking clothes is still on the mattress.
TV, red, blue, the light reflecting.
They're trading back and forth.
Hang my head out the window and let my teeth glisten.
Nice auto-tune vocals. Ooh. I wasn't expecting that breaky ass drum pattern to come in, but it fits so well. Like from that extremely somber approach to vocals that Matt Champion had trading back and forth, and then leading into this overly energetic type of vibe. Oh man, that's really good songwriting. That's really good. Oh. So that was Smoke. I really enjoyed the ending of that track, very much so, with the breaky drums and also using the vocals as a lead synth was really nice touch. So now that is my favorite song. Let's go into the next one. It's called Shapeshifter.
Fire burning at my feet and burning me out. I can be there, I can be so gay. I can be anywhere, any kind of way. Thing I choose, change figures just to get through. Shattered ceiling.
I really like how huge the hook sounds with the stacked vocals that are on here, and then also just the guitars just kind of playing over the top of each other. It sounds nice. And I also like the subject matter. At one point, the artist says that, you know, would rather be called they. And at that point, I really think that's a nice concept to explore, to call it Shapeshifter and to have that be the hook, and just saying that you're tired of needing to be normal. I think that's a really cool thing to say, and I think a lot of people feel that way, and it makes total sense that Kevin Abstract would be a part of something like this and would co-write something like that, because he has expressed about how it's been to be gay and black, and the different trials and tribulations he's had to go through. So it only makes sense that that comes full circle onto this project with someone who shares the same ideology. So I really enjoy this track. This is nice. Ooh. I love that that lead in to like the second half of the hook. There's a second half of the hook. Why? And then it comes back down into the verse, and it's still grooving. It's moving with the bass guitar. It's really nice so far. Nice little lead out with the guitar. I'm sold. So that was Shapeshifter. I think Blossom did a great job on that track. The vocals were really nice. The instrumental was also nice in regards to how the hook would start at one place, go up a little bit. So I like the change in chord progression, and also the ending with the solo with the guitar, very faint in the background because the hook is very loud, but it kind of works to create this chaotic type of vibe going on. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the mixing on here. I enjoyed the approach to songwriting and the song structure. It's always very interesting to hear something that I've heard before, but it changes up something fundamental about it, so it feels like a new experience. So shout out to Blossom on that one. Let's go into the next track. It's called Black Eye.
I took my pills to feel better. I hated them too. They never worked.
Okay, so far we're starting with some pretty heavy lyrics, similar to the subject matter on Shapeshifter, just kind of coming out and saying, I'm whatever the fuck I want to be, which is an extremely noble and honorable thing to say. I think that's a very forward-thinking thing that's been happening for a while now, and I think most people are pretty open to the idea that whatever your pronouns are, they will call you that. So I do enjoy the ballad that is going on here, and the very heavy venting type of vibe that's going on right now. So let's go ahead and continue. Let's get deeper into it.
I had a black eye for weeks, yeah. Ran from my friends, yeah. Then slammed the door. I bought a new chain to feel bigger. Saved all my money, never worked. And if I told you I'm perfect, I bet you like that. I bet you would.
Ooh, I love how that vocal run is so nice and it's full of so much emotion. I love that vocal run. I also have to commend Blossom for continuing to do the hook in different takes. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people will take the one or two takes and make them the hook. But Blossom has done the hook every single time coming out of the verse, and it just adds a different type of emotional progression throughout the track, where I think this one is a bit more of the more emotional, or I guess depressed type of vocal run, opposed to what happened on the first hook. So it's just this emotional progression. The vocals are telling a story of their own, aside from the lyrics. So I really have to appreciate the approach to the song structure on this. Nice. Okay, that was Black Eye. Man, what an emotional ballad to put on in your first project. But I think it's so identity defying of who you are as an artist. Just kind of putting your whole entire, life or your identity on a track, and just being completely vulnerable and telling your story in music it's the best way to tell your story through music. Is just the best way, and it's the easiest way for people to connect all over the world and just understand where you're coming from. So I gotta commend Blossom for even putting that on the project, that and Shapeshifter. I think that's a very defining standpoint to take as an artist. Because at least people know going forward, like, where you're coming from, like what your story is. And that's very important. So it totally makes sense why the album sounds the way it sounds, very punk. It kind of works with that, rebellion or rebellious type of vibe that you get from songs like Shapeshifter and Black Eye, which is like, I don't want to be normal and I'm not. So stop trying to put me into this box of what you want me to be. Yeah, man. I mean, let's go into the last track. It's called Cloves. Ooh. So this is kind of what I'm talking about, using like almost like the drum processing from a rock beat, but it still has these hard hitting drums, and using the perk snare in between as like a trap flavored type of thing. But then the guitars are mixed like a regular rock record. I just think fusing those genres just makes it feel so much bigger and makes it feel so much different, like a new experience. So, oh my God. That sounds great. Yeah. Nice little outro vibe. All right, so that was 97 Blossom by The Blossom. I actually really enjoyed that EP. Shout out to the person who recommended it on the community tab that you should go to and reply to with suggestions, like I said in the beginning of the video. Okay, thank you. But no, seriously, I really enjoyed that project. That's definitely something I can go back to. Shout out to The Blossom for creating such a great, opening introduction to the music industry, that's a great first entry into your catalog. So I'm really looking forward to listening to more projects from the Blossom. You're definitely on my radar. So yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought. I think there was some pretty heavy stories that were told on here and concepts that were, talked about. And I think this could be a very important album to a lot of people who share the same story. So don't ignore this one. This one's really good. Shout out to Romil on the production, and shout out to Kevin Abstract on some of the writing that was done on this project. That's it for me, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. A lot of you guys are new. Don't forget to subscribe because I have more videos coming out. Like I always say, man, enjoy the music while you can. Thanks for watching. Peace.